Hello, everyone. My name is Shanti Pabiraju. I have my colleague Guy Lapote here. I'm going to introduce myself and let Guy take over from there. I manage the customer solution centers in the America region, which we will get to know intimately in the next 10 minutes. Guy?
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Guy Laporte. I work in the Customer Solution Center, and I specialize in HPC proof of concept. So I allow customers to test our solutions in our lab. And we will go through all the things that we offer in the Customer Solution Centers.
Yep. Thank you, Guy. If you go to the next page, please. Okay. So CSC, the Customer Solution Centers, it's founded with the vision of helping the customers try our solutions before they buy. So when you have a business challenge and you come to Dell Technologies, we take the solution to the next level by setting it up in our labs and allow you, the customers, to test it. If you can go to the next page, please. And to support that, we have spaces designed to host customers that are in the first picture here. We have the solution architects that are subject matter experts in their respective domains, and all the latest and greatest solutions from Dell Technologies. And the key word here is the solutions here. So to give you an example, we have a customer come in recently. They are a financial sector customer and they are acquiring another company. So their main business challenges are having a DR location that's scalable. So they are in the process of acquiring, they need something that's scalable. They also want longer retention of their data. They also want performance, like higher performance and ease of use. So to solve this, we presented them with a multi-step solution, which has many of our products. It has servers, it has storage, networking, data protection, the entire gamut. Since our labs have all of these set up, we are able to set it up according to their exact requirements. So we will be, when we have this business challenge, we'll be able to scope it out and give the exact, set it up according to their requirements. And in the pre-COVID world, these customers are able to travel to our sites. But we also adapted with the COVID and able to provide all of these services virtually. So after the setup, we are able to give VPN access to the customers where they'll be able to actually some of their employees are in Germany, they are located in different parts of the world. We are still able to create VPN accounts for them so they can log into our sites no matter where they are globally. If you can go to the next page. And talking about global sites, these are all the locations we have the customer solution centers. So each of these sites are a little bit different. Each of them have different offerings that Dell Technologies provide today. But no matter where you are in this world, you will be able to VPN into any of these locations. So Round Rock being the hub for our Americas location, there is also a couple more in the EMEA and APJ. So if, for example, HPC is available, like Guy's solution is available in Round Rock. If a Paris customer comes and says, hey, I want this so-and-so tested in the HPC, they'll be able to, Guy will set it up and give them remote access. They don't have to know where it is in the world. If you can go to the next page. And this are all the solutions, and this is not an exhaustive list. We keep on adding. These are all the things we support today with the Dell Technologies Customer Solution Center, along with all of our partners. And going back to the solutions again, we have our Dell Technologies infrastructure, and along with the partners here, the NVIDIAs and Intels and the VMware Oracles of the world, we have the solutions pre-built, that is our standard route. And there are also solutions that can be custom built. So when we have a business challenge from a customer, we already have some of them pre-built. We'll be able to just turn around pretty quickly within like 1 week or 2 weeks. We'll be able to give them remote access to that environment. Some of them are a lot more challenging where customer is very specific and we have to set up to their requirements. That's more of custom, but we'll be able to cover them all. Next page, please. And these are our main 6 offerings here from the Customer Solution Center. Okay, so we have CSCs that have labs and the architects around the world, but what are all some of the offerings we have? Starting from top left here, we have a self-service demo. So not every request need to be a standard or a custom request that needs physical gear. We'll be able to have, we already have something called demo center or virtual lab, where we have preset demos. You can go in and you'll be able to click through them. Some of them are interactive, some of them are click through. You'll be able to go in and just deploy them within like couple of seconds, and you will have access to those. Going more into the cycle, you'll need like physical access to the equipment, but it need not be a full-on proof of concept. In that way, we'll be able to do technical briefings, which can involve just a discovery of what we can do to I want a demo of the solution or a whiteboarding of your entire architecture. We'll be able to do that between the technical briefings and the architectural design sessions. The remote proof of concepts, that is where our bread and butter is. Remote is the word we added during the COVID world. We'll be able to do any proof of concept. Means it can range from any offerings we have in our infrastructure group, our client solutions group, HPC, server, storage, networking, every single thing that Dell Technologies sell today. We do have the gear latest and greatest in our solution center. So we'll be able to set it up, either do the testing ourselves and give you the results, or we'll give you the access and you will be able to run the tests yourself. Both the options are available. The last 2 offerings, the innovation lab tours and the engineer to engineer webinars, those are more of like one-off offerings. We do have innovation lab in our EMEA region, Limerick actually. So we'll be able to do that virtually. So as if you are like right there. And we also have one more building in Round Rock, which will be ready by next year this time. And then the engineer to engineer webinar series. So all of our solution architects, we are part of the pre-sales organization, but we are deep technical. So we are able to give webinars to customers, engineers. So there are different levels of engagements we'll be able to do, starting from executive level, going into the deep dive administrative level. We have like webinars available, which engineer to engineer level go deep dive into the technology and then break open everything and figure out what's going on. So these are the high level of what we have in terms of offering. And Guy, can you give us an example of what does it mean to do like a POC or a briefing?
Right. So very often, when new technology comes out, it's important to really test like a customer application, and also compare the various platforms, and also determine what will provide the best, the most cost-effective solution for the customer. In the HPC world specifically, the power budget, the cooling budget are really important. So if you can, and that has to be, taken into consideration at the very beginning. So it's important, to not only provide the performance level, but also provide a solution that will work in the customer's environment. So on top of virtual briefings, like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm really focused on proof of concept, and I'm going to talk about this in detail. So in the lab, we have all the server models that are tailored for HPC environment. So it starts with, the very high density compute nodes that you will build large clusters in. And then you have more versatile servers that allow you to customize the storage part. So you can build software-defined storage solutions. And all of this with the associated high capacity, low latency networking. We also have all the GPU equipped servers, so we can provide an environment for customers to test applications when new generations of GPUs come out, for example. So it's really interesting to be able to work with customers and see how the next generation of equipment will provide how much performance improvement it will provide. We also in the lab support all the various networking fabrics. So today 25 gig is starting to be really mainstream, and we support Ethernet speeds up to 100 gig, and then we can do InfiniBand all the way to HDR speeds, and we can do all of this in our proof of concepts. So on top of that, the rest of our solution center also support all the various solutions in all the domains that Shanti mentioned earlier. So speaking of proof of concept, so just a couple of examples. And also, sometimes we will provide access to one of our validated designs, right? So it's really a solution as we've designed it, and the customer can test it out. And sometimes it's really custom. So specific OS, specific memory configurations, and the networking and storage. So we have the ability to really tailor the servers to exactly the specifications that customer will purchase. And right there, I have like 3 examples of recent HPC projects. So we are fortunate to be able to work with all the emerging technologies. So if you look at doing POCs in the areas like GPU storage direct, for example, where a customer was able to inject a very large seismic data pipeline to a set of GPU servers and see how the performance, how much they were able to load a farm of GPUs. Another example is we work a lot with composable disaggregated infrastructure. So today you can actually attach components over a PCI fabric and components that don't physically fit in the servers, and allows you a lot more agility in the data center. And we can integrate this with workload applications like Slurm to see to have a very dynamic data center offering. We also do a lot of power measurements and also performance measurements, again, so that the customer can take the best possible decision as far as what is the CPU memory combinations that they will select with for their HPC clusters. I wanted also to mention, so Shanti mentioned our innovation lab in the CSC, but there's also, we also have the HPC and AI innovation lab as part of our engineering team. And we work very closely with the HPC Innovation Lab to provide also coverage as far as the various POC offerings. So on the HPC Innovation Lab side, they have large clusters that are shared resources and more of a static configuration, where in the CSC lab here, which is adjacent to the HPC and AI Innovation Lab, we can do full customize configurations, operating systems, networking, and we also provide root access to our customers so they can make all the modifications that they need. All right, so I'm going to pass it back to Shanti.
Yep. Thank you, Guy. Just to summarize, we have the expertise here, like, solution architects like Guy. We also have the gear to support it. And the best part of it is it's free. It's free for the customer. This entire service is free. So you'll be able to try and actually test out all of them before you buy for your environments. If you can go to the next page. We'll be if the way to engage us is if you reach out to your sales teams and they'll be able to engage us. They have there are different forms of these. You will be able to just reach out with an email. You can also directly submit a request in the Salesforce. So any it'll be through your sales team. So that's how they'll be able to contact us and then give the requirements. What does the customer exactly need? And we'll be able to set that up. With that, next page, and thank you so much for attending this session.